Good morning, happy Thursday. Sorry for the lack of video yesterday. Oh, Guinness is being a bit antisocial. He's barking at the cat that's up on the roof of the shed because he thinks that cats shouldn't be on roofs of sheds. He's got over it now. So, what I was going to say is this week I thought I'd just quickly talk through a couple of different dog sports that are available for your dog. I'm just going to throw him some treats because if I give him something to do instead of concentrating on the cat, he'll just take his mind off things rather than practicing barking at the cat. So there we go, scattered treats on the lawn. Dog sports. There's loads of different dog training disciplines, dog sports out there that you can go and have a go with your dog if you fancy it. And some people don't know what there is or what they involve, so I thought I'd just run through them quickly. So my main one is dog agility because that's what I really love, and it's what I taught Guinness to do, and we did it competitively a little bit. And then it is something I am training Zebby to do, although I have to really think about how Zebby copes around other dogs because he doesn't cope very well in an agility class. So we do agility training at home or hire an arena privately, and whether we compete or not is still to be seen, but I really enjoy doing the training. So agility consists of your dog negotiating an obstacle course. So there's normally jumps and a tunnel and weave poles that we have to weave in and out of, and an A-frame, a dog walk, a seesaw, and the jumps and the obstacles are in an order, a numbered order, and you have to kind of direct your dog around the course. So it's very much handler dog working together. It's really kind of good communication, and what I like about agility is it takes quite a lot of training to teach your dog to do all the skills, especially to a competitive level, which I believe it's worth training the dog as best as possible even if you don't go and compete in it, because in order for them to do agility safely, it's best to do like the thorough training rather than just kind of not caring if they touch their contacts on the A-frame, for example. Actually, it's safer if you train them to do it properly. To build up to actually get your dog to a competing level, there's a lot of different elements, and it really takes a lot of skill work. And I really believe like agility is one of those things that you can't force your dog into doing. It's obvious to see the dogs that aren't really enjoying it, and I think handlers need to recognise when the dogs aren't happy. But yeah, if you train it through positive reinforcement and play, the dogs can really enjoy it, and you can't force them to do it if they don't want to. So that's agility. The other thing is flyball. So flyball you often see on Crufts. It's a big kind of highlight of Crufts. The dogs there's a team of 4 dogs, and it's a relay race. So one dog goes at a time, and they have to run down 3 jumps, I think it is. Oh dear, I should know that. They have to run over 3 low hurdles, get to the end of the run and hit a box that releases a tennis ball, and they pick up the tennis ball and run back down the jumps and then swap over with the next dog. And it's just speed basically, making sure when the relay changeover happens the dog isn't going too early. The dog has to go down the jumps, can't go around the outside, and they have to pick up the ball, and if they drop the ball they have to go back. And again, with flyball it's all through, it's kind of speed, it's fast, it's furious. Any dog can do it. It doesn't matter how big or small your dog is. The jump heights are adjusted, and if you use play and like really train it with rewarding, again the dogs can really love it and really get into it. So that's flyball. There's also scent work, which is something that me and Zebby are doing, and our instructor in scent work is big into kind of scent work competitions. So I don't know a lot about competing in scent work, but I do know that with scent work you train your dog to search out and find a specific smell, and commonly that's things like gun oil, I think it is, or catnip, or what's the other lady training in our class? I can't think of anything today, sorry. But yeah, you can have different smells, but you always place out that smell for your dog, and your dog finds it, and you teach them to kind of indicate when they found it. So they might just stop and stand still, or they might sit when they found it. You can do it for as much fun or as for competition if you want to. And the searches can range from just like a couple of cardboard boxes on the floor with the smell being in a cardboard box, or a row of luggage bags, or it can be like outdoor searches like it's hidden in a little bit of brick like behind me, or getting your dog to search vehicles. So there could be a scent hidden on a vehicle and the dog's got to search around the outside of a vehicle. So it's quite fun. Again, any breed of dog can do it. There will be some dogs that are more keen to do it, such as beagles or spaniels, you kind of scent work dogs, but any dog sniffs and any dog uses its nose, so they're all going to enjoy it and can easily learn how to search for a specific smell. The other thing as well, another sport is gun dog sports. There's gun dog scurries, which is getting your dog to retrieve dummies, but in like kind of it's trying to stimulate real life kind of gun dog situations. So there'll be a water retrieve, for example, if a bird's been shot into the water, so the dog has to go into the water and retrieve out a dummy. Or there's blind retrieves, which I think is where your dog doesn't see where the dummy is and they've got to go find it. So that's great for your like kind of more searchy gun dogs. What else is there? There's like a long distance one where the dummy's like shot from a cannon far away and you have to send your dog on a long retrieve. There's all sorts. I haven't really looked into it that much, but I've seen it done very often when you go to these game fairs. Often there's some gun dog scurry competitions happening there. You can also compete in like working trials with your gun dog, I think that's what they're called, which is more of a real life shoot situation, but you're being assessed. I guess is it a competition or is it just like an accreditation? I don't know. Some people will know, so comment if you know a bit more about it. But there are definitely like competing gun dog routes to go. I think you have to have a breed of gun dog to do the gun dog scurries. I don't think you can enter if you've got like a collie per se, but you can train your dog into gun dog exercises, whatever the breed of dog you have, especially if you find a nice club like Digit, for example, in Sandbach. There's a lovely girl that teaches gun dog classes there and she encourages lots of different breeds to come and attend. So they're quite fun and it's something a bit different. And I always think as well with gun dogs specifically, if you're encouraging your dog to do what's natural to them, like I talked about in a previous video, they're going to enjoy that, giving them that natural, allowing them to exhibit their natural instinct. Other things as well, there's competitive obedience, so that's taking like obedience training and kind of like fine-tuning things like your heel work, a retrieve, stays. Gosh, I'm just so tired today, sorry. I don't do it as well, so that's why I'm trying to think from what I've seen in the past. There's like scent article retrieves, or not scent article, scent article retrieves in obedience as well when you go up the levels. And that can actually, I observed a couple of obedience classes and it's generally is quite fun. I quite like the precision of it, and it's like anything, if you use reward with your dog and you're engaging with your dog and doing activity with your dog, they're going to enjoy it. So it's not as boring as people think it is. Similar to competitive obedience, there's also rally, which is kind of a more relaxed maybe obedience. It's kind of a lot of it is heel work elements, but then you have to put in like different turns and you might ask your dog to go over a jump, or you might have to do like a 360 turn or things like that. And it's kind of following a course with rally, so there's like numbered courses, there's numbers out on the floor and each number has like an exercise you do. So you might get to number 1 and you have to go straight on, and then you get to number 2 and you have to do like a right turn, and you get to number 3 and you have to ask your dog to sit and wait and then call him over a jump and that kind of stuff. So it's a bit of an obstacle kind of course situation. Also, something that is new at Digit again is hoopers, which is like hoops on the floor that your dog runs under, and there's tunnels as well, and it's numbered like in agility, so your dog has to negotiate the hoops in a certain sequence and a certain direction, but it's all low impact, so it's great for kind of retired agility dogs or potentially in like dogs that have had previous injuries that you just want to not do too much strenuous stuff with them. So hoopers is really nice and fast and fun. Again, it doesn't have to be fast, it's for any breed of dog. Someone's going to drive past in the Kubota in a minute. So yeah, I think that's it. The thing I will say is that dog sports are for any dog and for anyone, and you don't have to compete to do a dog sport. You could just train your dog to do it without going to any competitions. So it's worth having a look at what your local dog training clubs offer, but also it's worth travelling further afield for a dog club that maybe specialises in a certain sport or has got like the better instructors. I don't know a great way of saying it, but maybe the more kind of qualified and experienced instructors. Because if at the end of the day, if you're looking to compete in agility, I'd want to be taught by someone that's got experience competing in agility, or at least has quite a lot of experience in training agility. Maybe just a personal preference of mine. But yeah, it's worth looking around. Have a go and try different things. Some clubs run taster sessions of stuff, so you can go and try it with your dog without kind of committing to doing agility for the rest of your life. And it's great. It's just great a way to spend more time with your dog, and teaching them something is going to be stimulating for them, and it's going to improve your relationship if you're out there having some one-on-one time with your dog, teaching them something new. So I'd highly recommend checking out a sport, whatever it is that you decide to do, or just try something and not do it anymore with them, or do some training at home. But yeah, it's worth giving it a go. So have a lovely rest of the week. Hopefully we'll be back with a normal video next Wednesday. Maybe it's my birthday next Wednesday, so I might film on my birthday. I'm not going to be doing anything different really in the morning anyway. So yeah, I'll see you next week.